Under a full moon, a woman threw her crying baby off a cliff, unaware that a large orange cat was watching from the shadows. The cat raced through the forest after the falling child, but at the same time, a hawk swooped down from its nest and carried off another baby. Refusing to give up, the cat climbed the tall tree and rescued the abandoned infant left behind in the nest. It carried the baby to a hospital, following the doctors into the treatment room and watching every step of the medical care. The child soon recovered, resting peacefully with an IV while the loyal orange cat guarded the bedside. Later, dressed neatly in a shirt and trousers, the cat walked through the hospital corridor as the happy, healthy baby reached out to it, sealing the bond between them. There were two kittens. One was very fast, the other was slow, but brave at heart. A race was announced. Everyone said the fast kitten would win. The race began. The fast one ran ahead, the slow one fell behind, but she didn't know how to quit. Soon, the fast kitten got tired and stopped. The slow kitten kept going and crossed the finish line. Everyone was surprised. Victory belongs to those who keep moving forward, moral. Keep going. Stopping is the real failure. Two best friends were walking through a peaceful forest, talking, laughing, and enjoying the sunny day. Suddenly, a huge bear appeared from the bushes. One friend panicked and climbed a tall tree. He didn't even look back to help. The other friend couldn't climb, he remembered. Stay still like you are dead, so he lay on the ground, holding his breath. The bear sniffed him all over, then walked away into the forest. The friend from the tree came down and asked, "What did the bear whisper in your ear?" He replied, "He told me not to trust a friend who leaves you in danger." Moral: true friends stay by your side when things get tough. In a bright, sunny forest, little Milo the bunny wore his cozy blue scarf and hopped through fields of flowers. He chased butterflies, laughed, and watched the rainbows sparkle above. When night fell, the forest glowed under the moon's silver light. Feeling sleepy, Milo curled up on a soft mushroom and drifted into a dream. In his dream, he flew high in the sky with a shiny red cape fluttering behind him. He touched glowing stars that filled his heart with joy and energy. When he woke up, the sun was rising, and Milo felt full of power. His friends asked, "Milo, what's your secret?" He smiled and said, "Sleep gives me strength." He showed them how rest made him jump higher and laugh brighter. The animals learned that true energy comes from peaceful sleep. That night they all curled up under the stars, dreaming happily together. Because sometimes, the best adventure begins when you close your eyes. In a bright jungle lived a little panther cub named Pounce. He felt sad because his fur was plain black, unlike his colorful friends. He rolled in flowers and berries, trying to change his color. But nothing worked, and he still felt different. One night, they played shadow tag under the moonlight. Pounce disappeared into the darkness, his fur blending perfectly. When his friend got trapped near a village, Pounce used his dark fur to sneak in. He freed his friend and became the hero of the night. His friends cheered, "You're amazing, Pounce." And Pounce finally smiled, proud of who he was. In a sunny little town, Lila and Tom found a dusty old box in Grandma's attic. Inside were shiny glasses that sparkled like jewels. When Lila wore them, the world turned brighter, happier, and full of color. Tom tried them too. Everything looked wonderful. They called them magic glasses because they made life feel positive. But soon, they realized the magic wasn't in the glasses. It was in how they chose to see the world. When Tom faced a tough test, he stayed calm and thought, "I'll try my best." With that mindset, everything felt easier. They learned that positive thinking is the real magic in life. In a bright green meadow lived a little rabbit named Remy, who was loved for one thing: he always told the truth. One morning, the forest buzzed with excitement for the Great Berry Festival. All the animals worked together to make a giant blueberry pie. But Remy saw his friend Max, the squirrel, secretly eating the best berries. "Max, those are for the pie," Remy warned. But Max just ran off. Later, Grandma Owl found that many berries were missing. "Who took them?" she asked. Everyone stayed quiet. Remy's heart raced, but he bravely stepped forward. "Grandma, I saw Max take the berries," he said softly. The meadow went silent until Max apologized. The animals forgave him, and they made the best pie ever. That night, Max whispered, "Thanks, Remy. You're a true friend." In a dense forest lived a proud elephant who bullied smaller animals. One day, he mocked a tiny ant for being weak. The ant calmly replied, "Real strength is not in size, but in wisdom." The elephant laughed and walked away. That night, the ant crawled into his ear while he slept. The elephant screamed in pain, shaking his head helplessly. Then the ant said, "Now, you see, never underestimate the small." Ashamed, the elephant begged for forgiveness. From that day, he used his strength to help others. He finally learned that true power lies in humility and kindness. In a lively forest, a mother bird cared for her two little chicks. She found a red apple and lovingly fed them. Suddenly, a fierce fire spread through the forest, causing panic. Animals tried to stop the flames but failed. They prayed for help, and heavy rain finally saved the forest. Life returned, and the animals celebrated. A small white kitten still felt sad, and her dog friend comforted her. Together, they built a small wooden house and planted an apple tree. They spent their days helping each other and enjoying simple adventures. Whenever the kitten felt low, the dog stayed close, reminding her she was never alone. In a green forest lived a rabbit and a tortoise who were close friends. The rabbit was fast and playful, while the tortoise moved slowly and calmly. But the rabbit often teased him for being slow. One day, the tortoise challenged him, saying, "Slow and steady is better than careless speed." The rabbit laughed and agreed to race him. As soon as the race started, the rabbit ran far ahead and decided to take a nap. The tortoise kept moving without stopping. He slowly passed the sleeping rabbit and reached closer to the finish line. When the rabbit woke up, he rushed forward but was too late. The tortoise crossed the line first, teaching that slow and steady always wins. A mother woke up to find chocolate smeared on her face and realized her little kitten had made the mess. In anger, she chased the frightened kitten through the house. The father, hearing the noise, grew concerned. Blinded by rage, the mother dropped the kitten into the toilet and flushed. The kitten was pulled into the sewer, scared and alone. The old pipes burst, sending dirty water flooding through the city. Shocked by what she had caused, the mother watched the destruction. Meanwhile, the father jumped into the damaged sewer to rescue his son. He found the kitten trapped behind an iron grate and broke it open. Holding their scared child, he returned home, and the mother tearfully realized how dangerous anger can be. A fluffy white dog wanted a bunny toy in a store and broke the glass to grab it. A strict police cat chased him, making the little dog cry and drop the toy. Two friendly dogs appeared, but the chase continued through the busy city. Exhausted and sad, the dog collapsed under a tree with an empty wallet. He decided to change his life and earn money honestly. He washed windows in the rain, fixed machines, drilled on bridges, and cleaned cars. Slowly, he saved every dollar he earned through hard work. His small home filled with coins and notes, and his torn outfit was neatly repaired. With pride, he returned to the toy shop wearing cute bunny ears. This time, he bought the toy with his own hard-earned money and walked out smiling proudly. A little pug relaxes in a bright ball pit. It finds a bag full of colorful Orbeez. The pug walks to a store to trade the bag. A human hand gives it a credit card in return. Holding one glowing Orbeez, the pug smiles. It rides a tiny scooter through the city. Orbeez fall behind it like shiny drops. The pug arrives at a modern house with a clean pool. It pours all the Orbeez into the water, turning it bright and colorful. A happy child jumps in, and both play joyfully in the rainbow pool. A soldier mother tearfully handed her baby to the blonde caretaker. As soon as she left, the caretaker threw the baby on the couch and started a long phone call. She went on a date while the baby survived on scraps from the floor. That night, the baby shaved her entire head with electric clippers. The next morning, she screamed, then sold her own wig to a man for cash. In rage, she snatched the baby's new game console and tossed the child into the washing machine with it. Meanwhile, she and her partner robbed a safe and sped off with gold and money. The soldier parents returned to find their child soaked and lifeless in the washer. At the hospital, the baby revived and puked out a rainbow, finally recovering. Far away, a commander hit a red button, and a satellite beam destroyed the criminal's car in an instant. A mischievous donkey sped down the road on a red scooter and kicked an orange cat into the air. The injured cat called his friend for help. A fierce tiger in a leather jacket arrived on a roaring motorcycle. He found the cat bandaged and weak in a wheelchair. The tiger promised to teach the donkey a lesson. In a dusty yard, the donkey and the tiger faced each other in a boxing match. With one strong punch, the tiger knocked the donkey out cold. The cat later sat on the unconscious donkey, relaxing in a wheelbarrow. The tiger stitched something at an old sewing machine in his workshop. They ended the day with a happy barbecue, celebrating their victory. A fierce crocodile attacked a duck's nest and swallowed all the eggs. The heartbroken mother duck cried as one forgotten egg floated away. A gentle white rabbit found the egg and cared for it with love. Soon, a tiny duckling hatched and saw the rabbit as its parent. The rabbit raised the duckling, feeding it worms and keeping it warm. One day, the same crocodile attacked and caught the rabbit in its jaws. Underwater, the rabbit pushed a heavy stone into the crocodile's throat and escaped. The crocodile chased, but the mother duck swooped in and fought bravely. She carried the rabbit and duckling on her back, fleeing from danger. They reached safety, and the ducks welcomed the rabbit as a hero and family member. An orange cat knocked a fish out of the river with a baseball bat and happily took it home. He invited his friend, Lao Niu the bull, for a barbecue, hiding his real plan to turn the bull into a new coat. But Lao Niu had already guessed the trick. After eating and drinking together, the cat passed out and the bull tied him up. The cat called his friend, a strong tiger, for help. The tiger rushed in on a blazing motorcycle, ready to fight. Lao Niu drank a blue potion and transformed into a super strong giant. He defeated the tiger easily, then shaved both of them and stitched their fur together. In the end, the bull danced proudly in his new tiger-striped coat and shorts. The mother cat left for the evening while her little kitten waved goodbye. As soon as she was gone, he jumped onto the couch to play video games. After a messy burger and fries, he fell asleep on the sofa. Waking up, he went for a bath and splashed happily in the tub. But he forgot to turn off the faucet, and the water kept rising. Soon the bathroom overflowed and burst into the bedroom. The whole house flooded, and the kitten panicked as he swam around. A neighbor heard him crying and immediately called his mother. Firefighters rushed in and rescued the frightened little kitten. The mother hugged him tightly, crying with relief. On a winding mountain road, a baboon roars at an approaching car before darting away. Further on, it confronts another vehicle, opening the door not to harm, but to rescue. The baboon urgently pulls the surprised woman from the driver's seat and leads her to a stone wall at the roadside. He sits beside her and points down the road, a clear warning in his gesture. Seconds later, a deafening rumble fills the air as the stone bridge ahead collapses in a catastrophic landslide. The road she was about to take is gone. Filled with gratitude, the woman kneels beside her unlikely savior, gently stroking his head in thanks. In a snowy forest cabin, a white mother cat spends her days teaching her two kittens. She shows them how to play in the snow, make winter treats with maple syrup, stay warm by the stove, and build a snowcat. As seasons change, she teaches them to harvest vegetables, bake cakes, prepare meals, and even do a bit of magic. Their family grows as a puppy, and later a tiny chick joined them. They explore the seaside, cook clams, ride bicycles, and enjoy watermelon popsicles in summer. Another family, a tabby cat, and her kitten learn practical skills. The mother teaches her kitten to fish, cook stew, feed a small owl, sew with colorful ribbons, and catch fireflies for a glowing lantern. Both families live with love, curiosity, and simple, cozy adventures. The baby cried alone on a park bench after two children left him behind. A worried couple spotted him and rushed over, the woman lifting him into her arms. They took him home, trying everything to calm him. In their warm kitchen, the man held the baby while the woman fed him gently. The crying slowly faded, and the baby finally fell asleep in the man's arms. He grew into a cheerful toddler who filled their home with giggles and clapping. Years later, the little girl ran through open fields, riding on her father's shoulders while her mother watched proudly. She picked out dresses in bright shops as the family walked together, smiling and relaxed. Time moved on, and the girl blossomed into a young woman. On her wedding day, she walked down a glowing aisle in a white gown. Her parents met her at the altar, embracing her tightly, grateful for every year they had with the child they once found crying on a quiet bench. Two tiny robot babies were fixing a silver race car in a busy workshop. Sparks flew, they high-fived, and climbed into the car. With one press of a button, the car rolled out into the open world. Inside the lab, two adult robots suddenly screamed in pain. At the same time, a German shepherd puppy in a racing suit knelt beside a stone statue, praying as a bright light shone from its chest. Moments later, the silver car was found burnt and black. The puppy rushed into a sleek black supercar, saw the explosion on its screen, and sped down a neon road to save the two robot infants who were crying in fear. In the end, the two adult robots, the infants, and the puppy stood together before the glowing statue, joy replacing all the panic. Their family was whole again. A mother cat stumbled through a quiet park, crying in pain as a swarm of bees clung to her body. Her two kittens followed, terrified and mewing for help. People stopped in shock, unsure what to do. Just when it looked hopeless, an animal rescue team arrived. They used a bee smoker, foam, and water to clear the swarm, then gently cleaned her wounds and removed the stingers. The kittens were placed safely in a carrier, and the mother cat was wrapped in a warm towel. The rescuers took the little family away, finally safe after a moment of pure terror. Little fairy Lila was playing with flowers in the forest. Suddenly, she found a sad, magical bird whose colors had faded. The bird said, "My colors were stolen. I can't fly anymore." Lila decided to help him. They headed toward a shining lake where the treasure of colors was hidden. On the way, playful clouds blocked their path. Lila used her tiny magical light to clear the darkness. They finally reached the lake where floating drops of color glowed. Lila placed those drops on the bird's wings. The bird shimmered and lifted into the sky. As he flew away, he said, "You brought my colors back. I'll guard your dreams forever." A little magical girl named Mira was chasing glowing butterflies in the forest. Suddenly, she found a small shining glowstone. The glowstone said, "My heart has dimmed. That's why my light is fading." Mira gently picked it up and promised to help. They walked along a moonlit path toward the dream tree. Noisy leaves swirled around and blocked their way. Mira sang a soft, sweet song, and the leaves slowly moved aside. They finally reached the dream tree, where golden sparkles floated in the air. Mira placed those golden sparkles into the glowstone's heart. The glowstone lit up like a bright firefly. It said, "Thank you for restoring my heart. I will always be your guiding light." A little boy named Rin sat alone by the sea. Every day, he collected broken seashells. One day, a soft blue light began to glow from one shell. The shell whispered, "I have lost my voice." Rin looked surprised but promised to help. He followed a glowing path into the sea. Fish swam around him, turning into trails of light. Rin carried the shell to the heart of the ocean. Suddenly, beautiful music echoed from the shell. The sea filled with deep blue light. Rin smiled and said, "You will never be silent again." A little boy named Ian stood outside an old clock shop every day. He loved listening to the sound of time. One day, an old clock suddenly stopped. When Ian held it, the clock whispered, "No one remembers me anymore." Ian softly replied, "I will remember you." He cleaned the clock and tried to make it run again. The ticking sound returned. Other clocks in the shop began to move as well. It felt like time was breathing again. The clock said, "Remembering is also a kind of magic." Ian smiled, because he had not left time alone. A kind man walked through the street with a small boy and bought him a toy car. Suddenly, a jealous demon boy snatched the toy, and his powerful father attacked the man. The man was badly beaten and left broken on the road. Instead of giving up, he chose to change himself. He trained hard every day, building strength and confidence. Time passed, and he became strong in body and spirit. One day, he saw the same demon boy bullying a little girl. This time, the man stood firm and fearless. He fought back and defeated the demon father. The toy was returned, and the girl smiled again. The man learned that true strength is meant to protect others. A man was walking on a lonely road when robbers attacked him and left him badly hurt. Two important travelers passed by but chose not to help him. Later, a Samaritan stopped, even though others expected him not to care. He cleaned the man's wounds, helped him onto his donkey, and took him to safety. Because of kindness, the injured man survived. Long ago, God gave his people laws to help them live with love and order. When they failed and made mistakes, God did not abandon them. He gave them another chance and reminded them how to live rightly. These laws were not just rules, but guidance for caring for others. Jesus taught that real faith is shown through love and action. He said, "Go and do the same." The world was destroyed by war, and darkness covered the land. Evil rulers and monsters spread fear everywhere. Lightning filled the sky as a powerful dark force appeared. The earth cracked, and chaos ruled the world. Then a bright angel came down from heaven. The angel chained the great evil and locked it away. Peace returned, and the land became green and alive again. Animals lived together without fear. A golden city came down from the sky, full of light. After many years, evil tried to rise one last time. The true king defeated it forever, and peace remained eternal. A tiny white kitten lay helpless in the forest, stung and weak, close to death. Bees swarmed, spiders crawled, and its cries faded into silence. A German shepherd puppy passing by sensed danger and rushed toward the sound. Seeing the kitten, it gently carried it to safety inside a hollow log. The puppy gathered healing leaves and poured green medicine over the wounds. The kitten slept and awoke restored, its fur white again. Suddenly, a red-eyed wolf emerged from the mist, ready to attack. The brave puppy fought to protect the kitten but was struck down. The kitten wept and prayed beside its fallen friend. A bright light descended, healing the puppy completely. Together, saved by love and sacrifice, they stood safe once more. A young husky puppy slept on dry ground, suffering from a painful disease. Dark worms crawled into its ear, causing terrible wounds. People in the market were frightened and pushed the puppy away. One man even kicked it, leaving it crying on the road. An old woman saw the puppy and felt deep pity. She picked it up gently and carried it with care. Doctors refused to help and turned her away. She took the puppy to a quiet church and prayed sincerely. A warm, glowing figure appeared before them. A bright light healed the puppy completely. The puppy stood healthy again, saved by love and faith.